Welcome back everyone. Today we are diving into the heart of astrophotography, filters. So what exactly is a filter? Well, it's not just any piece of glass, it's a precision tool crafted to enhance your astrophotography experience. Filters are specifically designed to selectively transmit light by allowing certain wavelengths to pass through while blocking others. This selective transmission is key to capturing those incredible details and colors of deep sky objects that are otherwise invisible to the naked eye. Each filter serves a specific purpose. Some are designed to enhance contrast, others to reduce the effects of light pollution, and some even to isolate the light from specific elements like hydrogen or oxygen, which are prevalent in many celestial objects. The right filter can dramatically change your view and results, helping you capture deep sky objects even from light polluted areas. Let's talk about one of the biggest challenges in astrophotography: light pollution. It significantly impacts the quality of your astrophotos by washing out the faint details of the night sky. However, there is a solution right at our fingertips. This is a light pollution filter specifically designed for deep sky astrophotography. It works by selectively blocking the wavelengths of light emitted by common urban lighting such as street lamps and neon signs, which are predominantly sodium and mercury vapor lights. This isn't just about improving the aesthetics, it's about enhancing the quality of the data we can capture. Even in a city, a good light pollution filter can make it possible to observe galaxies, nebulae, and star clusters that are otherwise obscured. Let's talk about the different types of filters we use in astrophotography. We have filters specifically designed for deep sky objects, or DSOs, as well as filters tailored for observing the solar system. Additionally, we have specialized filters for both mono and color cameras. Understanding these can greatly enhance your astrophotography results. A common tool for color cameras are light pollution filters. Take for instance the L Pro from OPTOLONG. This filter is designed to cut down light pollution specifically from sodium light sources and moonlight. It's particularly helpful for reducing sky gradients, making post-processing easier. However, LED lights pose a challenge due to their broad spectrum emission. While traditional light pollution filters still mitigate some effects of LED-based sky glow and moonlight, their impact is more nuanced. Narrowband filters offer a more focused solution. These filters have a narrower bandwidth, which means they can block more unwanted light and enhance the contrast of specific features in heavily polluted skies. They allow only a tiny fraction of the light spectrum through, specifically the wavelengths emitted by astronomical objects like nebulae. Common targets are O3, doubly ionized oxygen, and H-alpha ionized hydrogen emissions. Popular choices include the OPTOLONG L Extreme and L Ultimate, as well as the ANTLIA ALP-T filters. Moving to mono cameras, we use sets like LRGB. LRGB stands for luminance, red, green, and blue. The luminance filter allows the full spectrum of light to reach the sensor, while the RGB filters isolate the red, green, and blue components. This method is more efficient compared to color cameras because every pixel on a mono camera sensor captures all colors through these filters, maximizing light utilization. In contrast, color camera sensors have pixels that only capture one color, limiting their light gathering capability. With a mono camera, you can deliver in the narrowband imaging with greater efficiency. Without the color filters that are built into each pixel of a color camera, mono cameras can capture more light, making them ideal for narrowband photography. Here we have the most commonly used narrowband filters: H-alpha, O3, and S2. Each of these is tuned to a very specific part of the light spectrum. H-alpha or ionized hydrogen primarily captures the red hues of emission nebulae where hydrogen is abundant. O3, which stands by doubly ionized oxygen, picks up emissions in the greenish-blue part of the spectrum, often from the more energetic regions of a nebula. And S2, ionized sulfur, captures emissions in the red portion of the spectrum, similar to the hydrogen but at slightly different wavelengths. The technique of using these filters is inspired by the Hubble Space Telescope known as the Hubble palette. This method allows astronomers to see different elements within celestial objects, assigning different colors to each type of emission. For instance, S2 emissions might be mapped to red, H-alpha to green and O3 to blue. This not only helps in scientific analysis, giving insights into the physical conditions and composition of astronomical objects, but also produces strikingly vivid images with enhanced contrast and depth. This technique is not just scientifically valuable, it's artistically liberating. By manipulating the colors that represent different emissions, astrophotographers can create visually stunning representations of the cosmos. It allows for a level of creativity and expression that brings the universe to life in ways that go beyond our natural perception. When photographing planets, one key challenge is managing infrared light. Infrared or IR light doesn't focus at the same point as visible light due to its different wavelength. This can cause images to appear blurry or less sharp, which is problematic when we need clear, detailed views of planetary surfaces. For color cameras, we generally use IR blocking filters. These filters prevent infrared light from reaching the sensor, ensuring that only the visible light is captured. This results in crispier and more detailed planetary images. It's essential for achieving high-quality results in planetary astrophotography, where every detail counts. On the other hand, with mono cameras, astrophotographers sometimes choose a different approach by using IR pass filters. These filters do the opposite of IR blocking filters. They'll block all the visible light and only allow infrared light to pass through. Infrared light has a significant advantage. It's less affected by atmospheric turbulence, a common issue that causes stars to twinkle. Since the atmosphere emits less IR radiation, images taken with the IR pass filters tends to be more stable and less distorted. Using these filters, astrophotographers can enhance the clarity and detail of planetary features, such as cloud bands on Jupiter or the rings of Saturn. The choice between IR pass and IR blocking filters depends on your specific goals of your observation and the equipment you are using. When observing or photographing the Moon, one of the primary challenges is its brightness. The Moon reflects a lot of sunlight, which can overwhelm your camera or telescope, leading to overexposed images with washed out details. Similar to planetary imaging, IR pass filters can be used for moon photography. These filters allow infrared light to pass through while blocking most of the visible light, reducing glare and enhancing surface details. Since the moon's surface emits steady amount of infrared light, using an IR pass filter can result clearer and sharper images. For those using larger telescopes which gather more light, the moon's brightness can become an issue. This is where neutral density filters come into play. ND filters reduce the amount of light entering into your telescope across all wavelengths. They act much like sunglasses for your telescope, dimming the view just enough to balance the image exposure and increase the visibility of lunar features. Polarizing filters are another excellent choice for moon photography. They reduce the glare of filtering out polarized light, which is a significant component of the brightness we see when observing the moon. By adjusting the angle of the polarizing filter, you can control the amount of light passing through, which helps in enhancing the contrast of the lunar surface. Interestingly, if you are using mono camera equipped with an HA filter, you have another unique option. HA filter acts also reducing the atmospheric turbulence and can give you better views of the moon. Experimenting with different filters can significantly improve your lunar photography, whether you are reducing brightness, enhancing contrast, or bringing out specific details. Each filter has its role. I encourage you to try these options and see how they affect your images of the moon. It's all about finding the right balance that works for your specific setup and observing conditions. When it comes to observing or photographing the sun, safety is paramount. The sun's intense light can cause severe eye damage or even blindness if proper precautions aren't taken. Therefore, it's crucial to use solar filters that are specifically designed to safely observe the sun. First, let's talk about the neutral density solar filters. These filters reduce the intensity of all wavelengths of light equally, allowing you to safely view the overall structure of the sun. With ND filters, you can observe the photosphere, the visible surface of the sun, in white light. This type of observation enables you to see sunspots and surface granulation. Next, we have CAK filters, which are designed to isolate the calcium K line of the electromagnetic spectrum. Observing the sun at this specific wavelength can reveal different layers of the solar atmosphere. The calcium K line enhances the visibility of details on the sun's surface, such as the network of fibrils and occasionally solar filaments. I personally recommend the ANTLIA CAK wedge for its clarity and detail enhancement. Lastly, dedicated H-alpha solar filters are essential for observing the more dynamic aspects of the sun. Unlike ND filters that show you the surface, H-alpha filters allows you to see beyond photosphere to the chromosphere. This is the layer where you can observe solar flares, prominences, and other forms of solar activity in incredible detail. The H-alpha light is excellent for watching these energetic phenomena as they happen, offering a view into the active and ever-changing surface of the sun. Remember, never look directly at the sun through your telescope or camera without a proper solar filter in place. Solar observation can be rewarding and inspiring, but it must always be done with the utmost caution to protect your eyesight and your equipment. That's a wrap on our journey through the world of filters in astrophotography. We covered a wide range of filters today, from those that help combat against light pollution to specialized tools for capturing the sun, the moon, and distant nebulae. If you have any questions or need further clarification, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section. And remember, every clear sky is an opportunity to explore the universe.